Well, that was some oversleeping.
I originally was gonna nap until what time was I originally gonna nap until? Was it like 3 o'clock? And then I kind of like I think I actually do remember my alarm going off and me being like, I could sleep like a little bit more, like 30 minutes more. Until 3:30, my second alarm. I didn't do 3:30. Why is there no sound going on? Hold on. Which one do I want? Uh, okay. Mm, why is there no sound? Uh oh. Um. Mm, properties. Oh, that's not what I want. Properties. Capture audio only. Yes. Avocado audio. It's supposed to be low. Did I make a mistake? Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's it. There you go. How's that audio set to off? Mm, hot food. I'm gonna eat for a little bit, so I'm not gonna be talking for the characters for a little bit. Let's see if I remember what was going on though before. At least I'll talk about that for a split second. Pause. Eat while I'm talking about this. Okay. We saw this Hontai case last time. Um, and we were trying to find the founder's orb, which we thought was gonna be in Korean Village. Um, we went to go find this guy who supposedly found out stuff about the founder's orb, and we had a contact. But he died from falling over on a bookshelf. No murder. It doesn't look like it's murder so far. It's probably gonna change. We met his son, this guy's son, the victim's son, who only talks through a drone. Uh, he said that he would give the orb to us. We finally opened it up. At a certain point, I believe, wasn't it empty? Oh, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Uh, was that how it looks like? Oh, that's how it looks like. Actually, that's the founder's orb. Um, Apollo's dad, or I guess stepdad, Dirk, who's like the Defiant Dragons leader, is in town with us, or was in town with us, is being accused of stealing the orb, which if he's found guilty, they'll bring him back to, and if his identity is found out, they'll bring him back to Kurain, Kurain, and he'll be executed because like he's like their de facto terrorist. This guy, Petition, is claiming that the founder's orb is truly his and not from belonging to Kurain, and thus him stealing it is him stealing it makes it a theft. We're claiming that the founder's orb is actually ours, thus proving that it's ours and that it's not a theft. We're just taking back what it is. However, the whole entire twist in this is that politician's attorney who's representing him that particular character, Phoenix Wright. So now I have to take out my own character in battle. And Edgeworth is also here, supposedly at one point, because Edgeworth was also on town, but we haven't seen him yet. He's also involved with this case. Of course, Pearl's involved because, you know, she lives in Crane Village, and she was a witness to this guy leaving to go hide the Founder's Orb. Emma is involved because she is representing still on our home state. And supposedly that you said Maddie is he not here? I don't know if they've ever said if he's here or if he's back in his home country. And we don't know where Athena Sykes is. She was supposed to pick up Phoenix Wright, but he's gone. My guess is that she got kidnapped and then he knows that and he's working with this guy under duress. That's my guess. Ooh. So now I have to defend my foster dad, stepdad, whatever, against my legal dad. Not like my biological dad, because my biological dad is dead, but my legal dad. Yeah. Mendo. Oh, there's Athena. Okay, never mind. There goes that theory. Out of the way. It's gone. Yeah. Oh boy, Athena, you're in for a treat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Athena Sykes is gonna walk into this fucking courtroom and she's gonna be like, oh cool, we're going up against another attorney, that's neat. Wait, I'm going up against my boss? Apollo, you should tell her before we walk in. Apollo, tell her. Alright, okay. She's not gonna be happy. Good flavors. And cream. She's like the fucking meme of Aaron and Paul at dinner, drinking the water, just nervously looking around like, Are we gonna have to beat once again? Are we gonna have to beat up Wright again and have Wright lose for like the third time in the series? Like that we know of. He's lost. He technically lost the Mountain Guard case. He lost the case against he lost the case about the Grammary death in the past, but that was still, even if it was a fluke, he still quote unquote lost that case. He technically originally lost one case in this game so far. So, oh hey, Money, what's up? Nothing much, just eating my food and preparing to have a student-teacher battle. Do I have to decide if I want to root for Apollo Justice or Phoenix Wright? My mind's telling me Apollo Justice. My heart's telling me Phoenix Wright. Also, I'm not reading anything on the screen for a little bit because I'm finishing up my food. Hope you're having a good day, though. Oh! You serious? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, I dropped my pesto pasta all over my body. I lost a piece on the floor. He was a good man. This piece of pesto pasta. Had to wipe the child and hope and everything. Had another one coming along the way. We're on the dirt floor. And that's not gonna be eaten. Sacrifice will be noted. Let's keep this civil case civil. Oh boy. That's what we actually have a plaintiff for a case because it's a civil case. Let's go. They're gonna hate this guy. Alright. Food is done. Drink's not done, but at least my food is done. Get out of your fucking podium. Oh my god, it's a politician. Ew. The worst type of people. Only way this game could be worse is if they had lawyers and oh my god, there are lawyers in here. Alright now. Alright, now the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Wright. Just like his name. I know. I saw that. I was like, how do you say his name? Oh, fuck off. It's politician. I like it when they make it easy like that, though. Please explain the complaint filed against the defendant. Mr. Addison's complaint against the defendant is simple. The defendant, one drug Sadmati, stole my client's family heirloom, the crystal of Ami Faye. Ami? Maybe Ami. Mr. Addison merely seeks its return. This wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket. I see. Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement if you would. Defense asserts the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Wright. Go on. It seems someone asked an archaeologist, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb. Dr. Buff determined that it was a Koreanese national treasure known as the Founder's Orb. The very orb that was stolen from the treasure room in Korean several weeks ago. Why, yes, I saw a news report about that. That the Koreanese international treasure caused quite an uproar in the kingdom. And the opposite attorney was the defense attorney for that case. Is that a coincidence, Judge? Is it? Well, we believe that it was not, in fact, a theft in the traditional sense, but rather that it was a spirited out of Korean for someone for Dr. Buff to study. You don't say. And, oh, I forgot. I just go for what we thought the theory was for this game so far. The theory last time I had, this, which was a prevailing theory they've been having throughout this whole entire game, is that the current standing, two things I had a theory of. One, that the Founder's Orb gives power, and is out of power because it was used by the controlling royal family of Korean, aka, what's her name? The princess's mom, to basically claim that they're of royalty when they're not, and they're also responsible for the assassination of the previous queen, to the case be in power and claim that they're, actually, spiritually powered. And they're studying it because they know that if the secret comes out that it's out of power or whatnot, that they can possibly be viewed as the jig is up. Or that they still do have power, but they want to determine if that thing has power because they know the fact that the orb actually does belong to Korean, but with the emergence of the fact that the Korean family does have spirit mediums, then that means that maybe it's possibly that the Korean family is actually the main branch, and once again, the family that is not Mia's family is the side branch. Because that was the whole thing with Morgan Frey, right? Because that Morgan Frey, the older sister. I remember this because I was watching. Who was playing? I was playing when I was watching Bay play through Justice for All a couple weeks ago. They talked about the fact that Morgan Frey was once again the older sister, and she should have been the ruler, but then she became part of the Branch family because she didn't have no spiritual power because her sister Misty Faye outclassed her. So I'm saying it's happening kind of again the same kind of situation, but on a country level, where actually the Korean village should technically be the rightful heirs to the throne because of the amount of power that they have and actually the connection that they have to the Army Fae, who I think is going to be revealed to be, or at least descendant of, the mystical mother figure that they look upon in here, that they revere in Korean. I'm saying it differently. In the other country, because in the other country, they had to make a whole entire point of you have to know the names and the faces of someone to channel them, and you don't know what the face of the person is. But I think they're gonna be like, oh, Ami Faye is the name, and then they're gonna have to do something else to determine what the face is. That's my prevailing theory. It's all about claiming how much power one can have through spiritual means, and then the Founder's Orb is somewhat one of the keys to determining who actually belongs on the throne. Because you don't just steal something that's supposed to give spiritual power if you think that it's important. And they have enough spiritual power already, right? So it's either about them preventing someone from getting spiritual power, or them preventing anyone to find out that they took spiritual power. Around that time, when acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff, he made contact with the doctor who agreed to hand over the orb. Apparently, the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he learned it had been stolen. It seemed to even have a transfer agreement between both parties. Mr. Samadi also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Korean, once the doctor verified it was the real thing. I see. This dispute centers on The identity, yep. Well, the item in question is the founder's orb or the crystal army fae. That, in turn, will determine the object's rightful owner. My guess is also that the plaintiff, who is being funded by an outside source, is being funded by whoever actually owns the founder's orb. Oh, sorry, who was on who put out the initial research and commissioned, commissioned, so this isn't a fucking VTuber, and hired Archie Buff to study the orb. So that whoever told him to study the orb is probably the same person who's backing this guy. And maybe now that they determined what it is, they're like, oh fuck, no, we need it to stay where it is. We cannot have it come back to Korean. Come to think of it, the name Dirk Sanmari sounds awfully familiar. But I can't recall where I've heard it. Yeah, it's probably imagination, Your Honor. He's just a tourist, after all. Liar! Liar! In my imagination, you say. Are you sure about this, Apollo? He's a wanted criminal crying, isn't he? But he is just a tourist here. In crying, yes. Here, he's just a tourist. See? See? Very well. Let's begin the proceedings. Bailiff? Would you bring in the first witness? I was confused. That's a cool. Okay. Emma? Social manners. We're in court. I know, it's just. This is a civil trial, so I was surprised to see a detective take the stand. I had to do some digging on Dr. Buff. You disappoint me, Apollo. First, you know I'm not just a detective. I'm a forensic scientist. You do try to remember that. Second, you owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve. Oh, of course she's gonna take his side. No! It's like the family's getting split in the divorce. No! And Emma's going to dad. Oh, God. I mean, she may be friends with us, but she fucking respects Mr. Wright in the ground that he walks on, which is understandable, considering the fact that he saved her and her sister. First, I'm sorry, and second, I'm really just trying to do my job. You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice from someone who's been there. Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? Detective Sky, your testimony, if you please. Oh god, if they put Pearls on the stand and she's gonna back Wright too, I'm gonna be so upset. It makes sense because she barely knows people on our side. The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. There's today a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in the study. Stolen? Those weren't given to him? Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. As for the relic at the center of the dispute, he likely stole it from the Addison residence. So that's the angle they're going. The doctor is a thief? Why am I just hearing about this now? Well, cat burglary isn't something he put on his resume. He was more careful than that. The fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. A treasure hunter, huh? That's kind of cool. People who have thrilling adventures in exotic places, risking life and limb for glory. I doubt Dr. Buff was the star of his own hit movie series, Athena. Out of respect for the dead, I will say that Dr. Booth wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished. According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts. But whatever lofty ideals he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny. Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me. Wow. Okay. Let's say for a moment, so doing character assassination, I see what they're going with. Let's say for a moment that the doctor really did moonlight in stealing artifacts. Might he not have stolen the founder's orb in Korean and brought it back here himself? Nope. There's no record of him traveling overseas for the past few years. Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home all alone. Then this really must be the crystal bomb he paid. Yes, he stole it from the Addison residence, probably so he could study it. I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo. Yeah, when Mr. Wright said the kid gloves were off, he wasn't kidding. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Let's go! Alright, now my drink is done. I miss having lollipops. Couldn't have that with my mouth like what it was. Hold it! I'm gonna press everything because it seems like a dire situation. Usually in those dire situations, you press everything. How exactly did Dr. Buff arouse the suspicion of the police anyway? Chalk it up to good old-fashioned sleuthing. After investigating countless artifact thefts over the past few years, police finally zeroed in on him and the doctor became the prime suspect. A number of those artifact thefts occurred in Korean Village too, if I might add. And they started right around the time the doctor moved there. But he was never arrested. I take it there was nothing concrete linking him to a crime. No, which is why we were able to get a search warrant in the first place. It's hard to arrest artifact thieves unless you catch them red-handed. Still, the police had him under constant surveillance. I don't know. Hold it! Are you sure those allegedly stolen artifacts are the real deal? They're not fakes, that's for sure. Take the urn, for example. Apparently, it's an extremely intricate work of art. Its design, cracks, and other features would be impossible to replicate perfectly. Yep, and we know that because we have seen that urn broken and put back together. I bet. Actually, I've had a few run-ins with that urn myself. I was shocked to see it there in the doctor's study. I can say without a doubt that that urn was stolen from the Fae clan. I see. So Sky, please continue your testimony if you would. I can't argue against myself. I can't argue with something I already know is true. Hold it! Were any other stolen artifacts found besides those belonging to the Faes? Yes. For instance, remember the large relief on the wall? It was chiseled out of some ancient ruins in the kingdom of Korean several years ago. Wait, but you said that he didn't... What? Chiseled out? Didn't that damage it? Well, he did restore the parts that were so faded you could barely see them anymore. It seems he intended to return it someday, so one could say his intentions were good. But good intentions are no get out of jail free card, that's a fact. Where's the line? The road is a good journey is with the road to bad intentions. Paved intentions or something. I'm just gonna bother the shit out of me. Paved intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Yeah. If I might add, with respect for the deceased, the quality of the restoration was apparently exceptional. It seems the doctor invested a lot of money in hiring extremely talented specialists. He sounds like a good man, who took a wrong turn somewhere. Any further questions? If not, hold it! Had these alleged thefts been going on for some time? At least 5 years, as far as we could tell. All the recent thefts had been local. Before moving to Crane Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world. This data lends itself to but one conclusion, that the buff was a thief. But was he a fraud? As for the relic at the dispute, okay. You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Addison residence, but claiming something doesn't make it true. Unfortunately, it is true. How can you be so sure? A police report was filed concerning the theft 1 year ago, in fact. What? A whole year ago? August 25th of last year, to be exact. The report states, and I quote, "The Crystal Army Fae was discovered to be missing from the Addison warehouse at 10 p.m. The storehouse lock had been picked." Signed, Paul Addison Wimp. Politician Wimperson. A year-old report certainly lends the plaintiff's claim precedence. But they really could have stolen the Crystal Mojave Fae. Not only that, Your Honor, but the Founder's Orb was only found to be missing several weeks ago. That was nearly a year after the crystal's theft was reported. Therefore, I believe we must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items. Politician Whipperson. Not the most awe-inspiring tale end, is it? I can see why you cut it. Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes. Police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago, but the theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. The crystal's police report was filed way before the orb was found missing. That suggests the stolen wreck is the Crystal Army Fae, as Mr. Addison Whipperson asserts. I doubt the police report is a fake. After all, Emma is the one who submitted it as evidence. Okay. Is it the fact that the police have been watching over him, but he was still able to steal something just recently? Like 10 a.m. is pretty bare. Ronald's orb was only reported a few weeks ago. Mitchell was right about the crystal's theft a year ago. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, Founder's Orb was a few weeks ago. Wait, hold on. This was a year ago? So this wasn't weeks ago. You saying this guy's had this thing for a year? just today the weapons were stolen, but we didn't. He wasn't there because it was hidden. Okay, steal them. Ours residence, but it was stolen a year ago. Use of the as an octopus for some time.
Objection!
No. Okay. Stretch. To think. Very, very hard. That's thick. Alright. Doing that ding sound, which means something is very important. The support is important somehow. Number of stolen artifacts discovered in his study. Okay, was put into the ruins. We have this. This is a smoking gun, right? We have this too. And Wright and the police don't know about this. A year ago, still has like a depict.
Hold it!
Oh. Oh, you know, it's this relic right here. Oh shit. Use it to press again. Oh my god. This would say to my face, but how do you know that it's this relic right here? I wasted a present? Ah, fuck me. Because Mr. Addison has stated as much. Paul, I was thinking. The plaintiff's legal name is pretty distinctive. Paul Addison Wimperson. Do you have any evidence related to his initials or his name? Oh my fucking god. It might even point out a flaw in something Emma said. You think her logic's faulty? Yeah, if the doctor stole the relic from Mr. Addison Wimperson, then there's one thing the doctor did that doesn't make any sense. Especially if Paul Addison Wimperson was desperately searching for his stolen relic. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's funny, I was just looking at that piece of evidence too. And I was like, oh, when is that gonna come up? Son of a bitch.
Objection!
God damn. Doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff? Are you sure? Because that statement doesn't agree with a certain piece of evidence. What do you mean? Take a look at this. What about it? This contains an email from the doctor's computer. An email? In that little piece of plastic? Oh. I'm afraid I don't understand. Oh, this stick here can store all sorts of computer data. I still don't get it. Here, just look at this. Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. Now take a look at this. It's a police report Detective Sky presented to this court. You can see the plaintiff's legal name on it. Paul Addison, Politician Wimperson. You can see why he dropped Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news. Look closer, Your Honor. His initials. Right, the plaintiff's full legal name was Politician Wimperson. Now consider this. The email's recipient address starts with the three letters. P-A-W. Yep, don't tell me. Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than Paul Addison Wimperson. Wait, then that means... Exactly. He wouldn't have asked the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. Therefore, how could this possibly be the curse of Ami Faye? We never checked the doctor's emails. Yeah, you dumb idiots. Come on now. You couldn't even figure out how the password to his computer. The plaintiff willingly left the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it. The behest of his benefactor. Wait, then what about the police report? I have all the details of the theft right there here. It's probably for another relic, the real crystal of Ami Faye. He's just using the report as a way to claim that our orb is actually his stolen crystal. That's also possible. How are you certain that PAW refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email's recipient was a dog lover. Perhaps, so let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Paul Addison Wimperson. I suppose shutting down detractors is all part of a politician's job. Answer me this, Mr. Addison Wimperson. What is your birthday? Right? Because $7-11, yeah. What is your birthday? My birthday? It's July 11th. Well, what's it to you? Oh, I see. You can address birthday gifts to my office. But full disclosure, only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more. Bro, you put yourself in the bed with that client. That was your choice, right? Now listen to something else. Why has everyone gone silent? Ha! How can anyone be that self-centered? Oh, right. Politician. Did everyone hear that? You said July 11th. July 11th, or rather 7-11, matches the names on the email address. Both the name and the birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence. Wait for it, wait for it, wait. Why, you sneaky little... Would the plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that that is quite what? Quite a thing you've said. Any other thoughts? You're supposed to be a politician. You're supposed to be able to have good prose and be able to speak your mind. Come on, man. Chop, chop. No further comments. I stand by my previous statement. Hold it. What? You can't just walk away. Hey, you can't just walk away. Even politicians have to express. Even ooh, Apollo. Ooh, Apollo. That's a funny. Ooh, that's why this is a fantasy game. Okay. Even politicians have to explain themselves in a court of law. Oof. Oof, man. I'm afraid I simply don't know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside of my purview. Perhaps it was a mistake on the part of my secretary? Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? I won't argue your assertion. My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. It seems that much is a fact. However, yep, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership. How so? In fact, it proves, Mr. Attition, I fully understand your position here. You had to hide the fact that you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they had found out it's a family heirloom after all. You've got to be kidding me. Mr. Wright is, well, right, of course. But then he always is. That's why he's my lawyer. The crystal's a precious Addison family heirloom and has been for centuries. But Dr. Buff was so eager to study its proud heritage, I just couldn't say no. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection!
But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, you were going to give what you claim to be the crystal of Amife to that person? You were going to give a precious family heirloom away? I forgot about that, Beth. Just like that? I was going to explain everything to grandfather later, honest. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps. And if refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his darling grandson, I doubt the kindly old man could have said no. Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled. That's what grandfathers are for. Your Honor, please. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician. Well, put him on the stand then. That's why he entrusted me with this very important name placard today. I'm sure he would be okay with me using the crystal as I saw fit. I think the judge is buying it, Apollo. No surprise here. He's always going on about his own grandchild, after all. Excuse me, can I leave now, Mr. Wright? I believe my work here is done. By all means, Detective Sky, thank you for your assistance. You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a simple trial once in a while. See you around. It seems the facts have changed somewhat. Mr. Attition Whipperson apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed? Oh, Apollo, let's hear what they know about this so-called crystal of Amife. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements. Right. Okay then, Mr. Wright. If the item in question really is an Attition, I keep on saying Attition family heirloom, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Of course. Mr. Attition Wimperson, please tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin. Alright, now then, listen and learn. Live and learn. This is the tale of the crystal Amife and the illustrious history of the Attition clan. Are you ready? The story begins back in the old country when Attition family reigned supreme. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, from the rest of the locals. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. But as thanks, Amife gave the crystal she had specifically made as a gift for him. Especially made. I am a descendant of the great lord. As such, my political power influence is backed by centuries of history. Okay. What do we have about Karain itself on us? We are depressed for more stuff. As you can see, the crystal of Amife is an heirloom of the esteemed house of Attition. You have proof that it has always been in the Attition family. I have someone who gave a statement to that effect. A client's neighbor, one Irish Sineto, age 85, gave the following statement. Irish Sineto. I've Nito. I've Shinito? There's a fucking pun there. I'll think about it later. The dietitian showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad.
Objection!
We trust the memory of an old man. Mr. Justice, would you care to explain that statement to the judge? Oh! 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 Ooh! 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 Boy! What I'm trying to say is never underestimate the memory of your elders. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are clear as day. Therefore, I find Mr. Irish Shineto's statement to be perfectly credible. Wow, did you see how Mr. Wright got the judge on his side? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve. You're not helping, Athena. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice. Damn! You got the right special! Oh, that's even a right special. That was like a new move. It's like when you have someone on your JRPG party and then they end up being a bad guy and you have to face them, and they're so much more powerful than when they were on your team. Looking at you, Tales of Symphonia.
Hold it!
That object you set down there, is it something of importance to you? It is a name placard. This one here belonged to my grandfather, Abraham Petition. He had it custom made during his distinguished political career. Especially because it's crafted from the finest Italian plastic. You can touch it if you want. Nah, I'm fine. Very well, I'll just continue with my testimony. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler, but he was also an eminent politician.
Hold it!
So I take it the relationship with the Fae clan was a close one. A smooth and open line of communication with my entire electorate, as the politician way. Huh? Oh, sorry. I was asking about your ancestor. Hey, whether it's about me or my ancestor, feel free to ask me anything you'd like. Conspiracy in government, that's the politician way. Thanks, I'll be sure to ask when I have something you actually answer. As I was saying, the Titian family protected the Fae spirit mediums back then.
Hold it!
Spirit mediums were targets of discrimination? Yes, some people even treated them like they were monsters. The transformation the mediums underwent when channeling spirits frightened the locals. Yeah, I can see that being a thing. And then there were those who tried to use them. You mean they sought to control the channeling powers of the mediums? I think that's gonna be relevant. Discriminating against a minority is absolutely despicable. A vote for me is an effort to end discrimination. I vow to root it out wherever it may be. I don't know, maybe he's making a point. I don't know, he's saying words that sound like they'll be important, so he must be good. That's my promise to you. He's totally ignoring your questions. It's like you're a moderator at a political debate. Yeah, but who is he debating against? Yeah, and only he cares about his talking points. As thrilling as your campaign is, could we please get back to your testimony? As you wish. Now then, as for the Crystal Army Fae, as a thanks, Army Fae gave the crystals she had.
Hold it!
You said she had it made, so then it was made in Japan? Ha! That's right, they say she hired a famous craftsman to make it. And they say it's quite valuable too. And you were going to take such a priceless family heirloom and just give it to your patron? That's so typical of you ignorant common types. Making difficult decisions when the chips are down is what being a politician is all about. crystal is a testament to my ancestors' remarkable achievements. And furthermore,
Hold it!
so tell me, Mr. Attition Wimperson, are you famous in Korean Village? You could say that. I find my popularity to be rather bemusing. Bemusing? Yes, my campaign posters keep going missing as soon as I put them up. My avid supporters and female fans are likely taking them home to hang in their bedrooms. You sure about that? All this only proves my fine lineage.
Hold it!
I'm sorry, but is any of that relevant to the issue at the relic's rightful owner? Have you never heard of kingcraft? Kingcraft? It's the art of ruling as a king. My father drew it in my head from a young age. And one of its precepts states, ruin awaits a ruler who responds to every single issue posed by the masses. Apollo, who is this Amy Faye anyway? I believe she was the founder of the Korean channeling technique. The plaintiff claims she had the crystal made for its ancestor. That mean it was made in Japan, right? Yes, I suppose it would. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Objection!
Woo! You stated that Ami Faye had the crystal made for your ancestor. So am I to assume it was made in Japan, even though it has the Mitama motif from the Korean founding period on it?
Spec a little bit. Some audio may be a little bit different. That's right. The craftsmanship is unbeatable. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have been made there. What are you talking about? So it's obviously let's look at this.
Take that!
Take a look at the distinctive design there. According to Dr. Buff, it's a Mitama motif dating back to the early days of the Kingdom of Korean. The Kingdom of Korean. So move this again. Make sure my mic is in the right way, but I can't. Wait, I don't know how to test it. I'll look at my VOD later on to tell if my audio is good. It's probably not. The Kingdom of Korean, And you base this on here. This piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the founder's orb. This is the box in which the orb was originally stored. It features the same pattern as the one found on the orb. They do look like the same pattern. Therefore, I assert that the disputed item must have been made in the Kingdom of Korean. My placard!
Objection!
The Korean channeling technique originated from the Kingdom of Korean, and Ami Faye is known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring that pattern back with her?
Objection!
But since this is clearly a Koreanese design that even you can deny, the possibility that it was made there in the Kingdom of Korean,
Objection!
anything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So you can't conclude that the orb is from Korean based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just as easily say it's Japanese. I have to agree with Mr. Wright, the pattern alone proves nothing. But that also means there's no basis to claim the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast. I wonder if we have any evidence that could break his stalemate. I mean, we have the transfer agreement, but do you want to break that out now? The bench would like to present a piece of evidence to the court. A piece that will finally break the stalemate. Oh? Well, you've piqued my interest. Let's see what you've got. Alright.
Take that!
How does that piece of evidence prove that the relic is the founder's orb? No, boy. Does not exist anymore. There doesn't seem to be anything we can use, at least not at this point. Unless we find something, this trial won't be going anywhere. That was a fucking trap! You trapped me! Damn you, Athena! Oof, that's much better. I have a suggestion. Why don't we consider this from a different angle? I'm listening. What if the Defiant Dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic? I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright. Consider the orb transfer agreement, which states, agree to hand over the Founder's orb to the Defiant Dragons if I come to no harm. What if the last part suggests this was written under duress? That would render the agreement null and void. What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright? I knew they would go down this route. When you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice. Namely, that his accident might have actually been murder. Oh no, we're doing this now? What? You actually gonna make Wright be a fucking prosecutor? You do realize that statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting the doctor was murdered by the Defiant Dragons? Yes, but follow me on this for a sec. The book that came tumbling down were from the archaeology shelf. However, among that mountain of books was a single volume on psychology. What's more, there was some blood on it. And you feel this is important because the books that came tumbling down were from the top shelf, the archaeology books. It was because the doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. The archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place. It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. You might wonder why a book on psychology was found amid that pile of archaeology books, but I believe I can explain what that single out-of-place pocket book was doing there. The doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf. And that's when the blood got on the book? Precisely. And to make it look like an accident, he was buried under a mountain of archaeology books.
Objection!
Wait a second. This is all just speculation, right? Or do you have proof that it was murder? Of course I do. You do? On a hunch, I had to the sky to examine the doctor's head wounds. He found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or another. Wait, what? A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know. God damn. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? The wound makes it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered. I just wanted a civil case. Come on, we could have kept it simple. Well, that was unexpected, was it? Who would have thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this? He pulled the ladder right out from under us. Even if the cause of death was murder, what makes you think it was the Defiant Dragon? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations. Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice? Huh? You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you? Well, what are you talking about? I will like to request further testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I'd like the court to hear how you saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene. You saw what? Right, you set me up, you asshole! If you can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time? How could Mr. Wright do this to us? Heh. This trial is taking another unexpected turn, but I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon. The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime. The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere. It's not an updated autopsy report. It's an updated case. Excuse me. I've never thought we would be deliberating the issue of murder at a civil trial. All right, Mr. Adjutant Whipperson, your testimony, if you please. Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration forged in the crucible of campaign battles. Oh, brother. This guy stinks. That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. Passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Auerball. He was running out from the door. It was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of the crime. The vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you. 10 to 11 p.m. He was at 10. It's possible. So the plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence, and it was within the window of the estimated time of death. Not looking good. Seems Mr. Auerball was lording about Crane Village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice? Yep. You mean the suitcase? Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. Auerball just happens to be sitting in the gallery today. See? That's him trying to escape as we speak. Bailiff, don't let that man get away. Right, you backstabber. Why are you doing this to me? Alright, the counsel/defense may question the plaintiff/witness once more. Please proceed, Mr. Justice.
Hold it!
Why were you taking a walk? Society is inundated with serious problems that must be solved, and as a politician, I'm always on the job thinking hard about possible solutions even on my walks. While we live out our comfy lives, there are starving children who suffer in the back alleys of our major cities. There are children in Africa who are dying starving. Don't you be worrying about your iPod? It's not in me to ignore such suffering. Vote for me as a vote to end hunger and for world peace. Oh my god. Yes, we are all well aware of your outstanding character. Now please continue with your testimony. I can hear my poll numbers surging. Now on with my speech. All the voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is me.
Hold it!
Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Auerball? Right here, under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. He didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree. I feel like that's gonna be important. Like, oh, maybe he couldn't, like, it's impossible for him to hide at the tree or whatever. Is it really all that important to know from where the plaintiff was hard? Yes, it is. Yes, I believe it matters a lot. I ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony. Mm, 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 mm.
Hold it!
What were you doing under that tree? A lack of lateral thinking. That is a politician's downfall. What? That is why, if I'm elected, I promise to think outside the box. The question was, what were you doing under the tree, Mr. AW? Let's do AW, makes it easier. I suppose I can't expect a plebeian such as yourself to understand my grand design. Mr. AW, I believe the court is well aware of your grand political vision. Now, let's have the rest of your testimony, if you please. I can hardly wait for the upcoming election. I can wait.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual? Yes, his behavior was incredibly suspicious. Wait, where's the front door again? His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something and it probably wasn't good. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police? You would have thought he had killed Dr. Buff. Not me, that's why I didn't report him. So the witness didn't notify the police. Is that an important statement, Mr. Justice? We could put it in there just in case. Yes, it's important. I request that the witness add it to his testimony. There's no harm in doing it.
Hold it!
Wait, what? Hold on. We had no idea he was dead. In other words, you knew nothing about what had happened? I am truly ashamed of myself. What? There's been a gruesome murder in my beloved village. What a fool I've been. I was thinking only of the village's future and world peace. You would have seen his body from where you were by the tree, but how am I going to connect that to where you were sitting? Where you were? Those are two different statements. Because my earnest attitude and industrious nature has come back to haunt me. Probably think this is how all politicians will be from now on. Or are doomed if they are. If you don't mind, I'd like to continue with my testimony. Please, please do, please do.
Hold it!
At that time, you didn't know the doctor was dead, is that correct? It's true that I've been known as a prodigy from a young age. Huh? God, okay, I'm not even reading this shit. I'm not reading his bullshit. Hang in there, Apollo. Mr. AW, I believe the court is well aware of your exceptional nature. Now, would you please continue with your testimony? I have the upcoming election in the bag.
Hold it!
How do you actually intend to end such violence? We politicians myself never reveal their strategies. Did you really think I would divulge such sensitive information to the likes of you? Yeah, but surely you have some sort of campaign platform you're running on. Eh? Eh? No comment. So he saw dads from under the tree. If that's true, then did you figure something out? Yeah, I think he's hiding something. Take another look at the evidence, Athena.
Objection!
There's a no. Would have to press the statement again. It's not whether or not he saw dads, it's whether he saw
Objection!
yeah, okay. So it was my second guess. I'll say guess, but we'll say second. Yeah, we'll call it guess. Mr. 8W rather than Mr. Arball. Wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention? Is he gonna argue that the lights were off? Like what? Oh, yes, of course. Magister must also keep his finger on the electrode's pulse. Focus on it. Sorry, but you're way off. I am? I am. Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? The witness saw Mr. Airball from his position here. Then he should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it was right next to the huge window. Well, I believe you have a point there. With a body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable he wouldn't have reported it to the police. The witness care to respond? Or call the paramedics, call someone. If you see someone who just fell, you will at least go in to investigate or call the police or, 911, right? Mr. AW? Mr. AW? Ooh, that was loud. Huh? Oh, there are many sides to any issue. Oh my god. In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. AW, did you really see Mr. Airball? Yes.
Hold it!
No, get back up here. Get back up here, child. Where do you think you're going? Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I had already answered the question. This isn't some small town hall debate, so you just stay right there until we say we're through. Or I say we're through. I'll have to run by that by my campaign manager before I... Mr. AW, I think it's time for you to come clean. Huh? So then does this mean he didn't see Mr. Airball? As your lawyer, Mr. AW, I advise you to divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option. Bro, have you been actually acting like a prosecutor and keeping us from getting the truth? What the fuck? Right, what are you doing? Are you sure about this? Oh my god. Because the whole entire thing for these past couple of days, this case, has been Wright going up against prosecutors who have specifically been like, oh, we kept information from the court by making sure that the witness or, our witness or this person doesn't say something specifically because that would damage their, testimony. And I'm like, well, actually, to be fair, on the flip side, we have done that as a defense attorney where we have we know something bad's happened, but we don't bring it up in court because we know that will hurt our defendant. All right. Well, I'll give you a pass for this, right? You get one. You get one. In the midst of running for office, I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out. Don't worry, you won't suffer any blowback from what you're about to reveal. Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright. Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Come to think of it, oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I thought it was pearls. Wait, you're not saying that? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was my client, Paul A.W. What? So you see, he played his part as a concerned citizen, quite admirably, if I may say so. Isn't that right? Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous action. I don't number among them. That's why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest. I hate this guy. He just goes on and on about campaign shit. And we don't give a shit. This isn't Civ. This is fucking Ace Attorney. Oh, by the way, Mr. Justice. Wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? Oh, you mean Mr. Arbol? He would have been leaving the doctor's house right around then. Wait, that means... Yes, it does. In short, what my client witnessed was Mr. Arbol fleeing the scene of an heinous murder. And that's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. Arbol looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know that Defiant Dragons threatened the doctor with bodily harm. Now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. Apollo, if you don't come up with some sort of counter-argument, and what sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove that it was Mr. Arbol who killed the doctor? That move had desperate written all over it. It's all I've got, so I'm going with it. Evidence? I suppose it's true I don't have any. I knew it. But I do have another witness. You do? You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. Bullshit! You do not! You do not! And my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Arbol's guilt. New witness, I wonder who it could be. Very well. Bailiff, please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly, understood? Yes, sir. Oh, my neck. Stretch a little bit too with this. Wow, I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but... yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turned the tables on us. He really is the turnabout terror. Is that his name? His, like, nickname? Looks like they've got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record. Get out of here. Get out. Get out. That's, please. No more new records or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that. I'll be more careful next time. That is what Mr. Wright said true. Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. The doctor was still alive when Dad last saw him. We'll still have to prove it though. Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy? She went to go see her dad. Maybe she's still mad. More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. and that you might then leave the agency. She has an active imagination. Excuse me. The trial will resuming shortly. Well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us. Yeah, my guess is on pearls, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness. Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Oh, that's even worse. You put in his son? You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help with that and catching the killer. This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. To be fair, Wright has basically raised the child, so he knows how to deal with kids more than we did. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. Although we did have Dirk with us, who was raised 2 children. Stepfathers in this game. Series. Oh my. Sergeant Buff at your service. Sir! He's here as the drone? Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. Oh, so he is in the witness lobby. He's here, physically. Cool. But testimony via remote-controlled toy. Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes. Come on, Apollo. We've done weirder things. The judges sure warmed up to the idea fast. I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. You disappoint me, Corporal Justice, to think I once called you comrade. No! Defending the man who killed Papa? That's full-on treason, soldier. I hereby demote you back to private. Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo? It's a long story. Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Locked and loaded, sir, ready to down upon the perpetrator. Papa met with someone the night he died. Didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated dots getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. I must have had regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. I think that is correct. I mean, I think it's correct that they argued and then he kicked Dats out, because Dats himself said the same thing. That thing about him coming back in and killing him, that's a whole entire different story. So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Arbol. Objection! Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one. It's the enemy. Ready all missiles and fire! Capitalist pig. I'll turn you back. I'll turn you into pork stroganoff. That man is the furthest thing from a capitalist guy. And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon. Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. That's just basically the Larry Butts of this game, isn't he?
Hold it!
Your father met with someone? Could you be more specific? No, I was in the midst of a crucial defensive siege operation. Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? You never know where the enemy might be looking outside the siege perimeter. What about, you know, school? Oh, I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A sergeant doesn't associate with rookies still too green to fight. Whew. It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. But what was that you said about a siege defense? Oh, that? Well...
Hold it!
Sarge, I've always wondered. Who or what are you battling? That's classified. Even so, it may be relevant to this case.
Objection!
My stomach's grumbling. Oh boy. I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that. That's right. Such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy. Yeah. I guess curiosity got the better of me. You're all talk and no action, soldier. Out on the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. Will the witness please tell the court what he saw and heard that night?
Hold it!
What was the argument about? I heard things like, where's the orb, and are you defiant dragons really criminals? Sounded really volatile, like a war might break out at any second. Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence.
Hold it!
How was Mr. Arbor acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. A trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military. I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Bad influence, but still. And so, the fated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end.
Hold it!
That does seem suspicious. He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house. But he was angry that he'd been kicked out.
Hold it!
But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have gotten in. That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up. He said there were no need because there were only good people in Korean Village. Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusted Papa. There'll be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb and holy shit, the killer with everything in my arsenal. While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court. So Sarge saw Dad's too, and just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out. I hate to say this, but if Dad's is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. The only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder. what I'm looking for is, like, he left. I mean, you can argue that Dot's laid around because he got kicked out without his suitcase, right? And he was lingering around to get his suitcase back. But we have nothing that belongs to Dad himself. Okay, so I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna say, okay, if he comes to no harm, then the Founder's Orb will not be given to the giant dragon, so it makes no sense to kill him.
Objection!
Oh, come on! That makes sense to me. Oh, come on! Why would you, if you have an agreement with someone and then you kill someone, and they don't, and we didn't reveal, because we didn't know where the orb was until we had to find it afterwards. His dad didn't know where the orb was. So if he kills him, and then that paper is discovered, which was easily discovered, then of course then we wouldn't get the orb back.
Hold it! Hold it!
So we know this happened. We know that. Do we know this happened? We know this happened. We know this happened.
Hold it!
Did you see what the time it was? I think I'm gonna fail this. Which will be the first time I failed this case so far, so. Okay, one. Ooh, the camera and a microphone.
Hold it! Objection!
Yeah. Okay. Did hear him arguing with someone in his study. I have eyes on ground. From my window.
Hold it!
After that man lingered around the perimeter for some time.
Objection!
Okay, so I failed that. Stretch my items. Uh-oh. Hot damn. Hot damn.
Hold it!
Okay, so these are all counted, okay. Ooh, okay. Oh, well, they even keep up the fail state too. Damn, that's cool. Hmm. Hmm. That's the important part. I wonder why going on after being thrown out. What is up with you? Turning my head to look at this. I don't know. That's what I thought it would have been. Right? Because, no, it can't be that then. If it's not that, I just know it. Dr. wore this last night. Wouldn't he go out again to do the stuff with the Founder's Orb?
Hold it!
Don't you keep your front door unlocked and got in.
Hold it!
Hmm. Lo and behold, I can't believe I'm saying this for the first time in an extremely long time. I am stuck. Like, I am actually legitimately stuck. I don't see a piece of evidence here that actually would fucking work. There is one. There has to be one. I pressed every single statement multiple times.
Hold it! Hold it!
But regardless, I am stuck.
Hold it! Objection!
With a camera and a microphone. He wasn't on the ground. He already proved that he wasn't on the quote-unquote ground. I can't be like, oh, you saw his microphone. Everything that he's saying he saw as a kid. And not as in his drone. I did see him studied.
Objection!
Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? Todd, are you hiding something from me? So it's the fact that, you know, he said that I didn't have guys on the ground because my defense, but it's like, bro, you got a fucking drone. How are you not being able to see and hear everything? That was a bold present though. How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on this Dragonov action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. Not so sure about that. What? Will the defense care to explain? It's simple, Your Honor. Since he is able to see what is happening in the court right now, so was able to see what was happening in the study then. With this cherished drone, of course. Now that you mention it, and to think the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night, so you must have seen something. I'm hit. What is this strange new weaponry you're using against me? Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice. And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare. A truth bomb? No! I'm going down. No, not the drone! Are you alright? Evidence. Never have I ever seen such a fearsome ordinance. Tell it to her straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Ow. Sarge, you need to answer my question. Shut your pie hole, maggot. It'll be a scorching day in the Siberia before a lowly pirate like you orders me around. Hey, Athena. You think a therapy session might help? Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means the patient wants to say something but can't for some reason. And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever is plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I'll leave it to you and your mood matrix. You got it. Maybe his dad actually attacked bats? Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here. Finally, Athena gets to do something! Let's go! Clap, 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 clap. Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes? Yes, it will help the witness with his anxiety, maybe even enough to testify. And by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this would be alright with you, Mr. Wright? Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. What are you butting in for, lady? It ain't a place on this battlefield for you. Excuse me? I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal, analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big old hole in the armor you've built around your heart. First evidence, now analytical psychology? Where are these WMDs coming from? Or it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm gonna end it. Corpse woman Sykes. You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart. Brace yourself. Doop, 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 doop. We get to use psychology and a drone. Let's go. Okay, that sounds like bullshit. All right.
Got it!
Not as surprised as you should be. That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as when you saw Mr. Arbol. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Enemy fire! Direct hit! That is strange. I wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. I think I know why. Oh? Sarge, you weren't as shocked as seeing your father's body as seeing Dr. Oswald because... Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it, your father's body. I saw no such thing. Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see? Ooh, only down to 70? Okay, we can get that lower. Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise. Just as I suspected. He really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw. But... the moment I saw it, oh, I couldn't bear it. Couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you saw your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow? Maybe. Please, Sarge, what was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? Oh. I saw... Uh-oh. What's happening? No more, please. They took Widget. No! I confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment. Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him. Calm yourself this instant, witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in the blazes? Look at me, I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. Hereby convene a military tribunal. This kid is crazy! He's gonna kill us all! Whoa, whoa. This has gone way too far. Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant. Stop resisting! Open fire! You'll come quietly down. Fire! Is he taking out the bailiffs? Give Richard back. You know, it'd be cool to see all this happen, you know, but I guess not. Oh, you got Richard back. Oof, finally got him back. Nice work. This witness is truly a handful. 2, up, 2, 3, 4. Ms. Sykes, what's the witness's current psychological state? I'm gonna guess, this is my small little guess, not good. This is a smidgen, not good. He's emotionally all over the map. So his out-of-control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause? Yes, so let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me? Is that you, Corpsewoman Sykes? I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out. In, out. And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out. All forces, attack! Yeah, this is gonna be a hassle. Oh god, a flame trauma response. Wait, or he's remembering when his mother died and conflating that to when his father died. Or it's a trauma with trigger response to when because his mother had saved him from a fire, but she died from that. Oh.
Got it!
Yeah, absolutely the fire. That's it. Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you? Was I? Yes, just 6 months ago, you and your mother were caught up in an arsonist blaze, so it's no wonder you would have been extremely scared of fire. Yes, that does make sense. And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world. What do you mean, Corpsewoman Sykes? In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the gorilla at the diner. But even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out. I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sent a chill down my spine. Now I see, I was afraid of the fire. You were pyrophobic? Is that the term? Pyrophobic? I feel like that's the term. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself. About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning? Just stay calm and maybe something will come to you. Oh, Oh, I'm starting to remember. It was that relic. That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire. The orb was on fire. It was still kind of fuzzy, but yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. And there, in the flames, was Mama? Yes, now I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames. Oh my god, it's the Founder's Orb. Oh my god. Oh, did he use it? Did he try it? Because isn't the Founder's Orb supposed to be something that gives you the power to be able to have spiritual power? Did he use it to see his dead wife? Wait, what? Bruh. %. Alright, we're close. What's going on here? Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. He might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died. Let me guess. More therapy? Yep, but this time, it seems there's an inconsistency in his statements. I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand. Bullshit.
Objection!
There we go. One of the easiest evidence I've ever presented. Don't blame yourself, Sarge. Oh, even you hadn't, if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. What do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room. What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice. You said you saw your father burning the herb, right? Orb. Herb. But that night, he went out to hide it in the cave. So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within. So even if I hadn't passed out, that's right, the outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see. He's gonna cry and leak tears as oil from the thing. Private Justice, can you really say I bear no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, that Papa would still be alive. Sarge, I would wish nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot in the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. Sarge? If you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, and who's to say it's not too late? Why don't you take the first step now? My first step? That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. Unleash the power within. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Because she unconsciously thought she was responsible for her mother's death for a little bit. But only you can decide to take that first step. you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. You have to beat your trauma. You have to beat your war and your trauma. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I'll suspend my siege defense indefinitely. Wait, does that mean we're gonna see the real him? Do we need to get him a elevated Huh? Huh? Wait. Sergeant reporting for duty. Wh- I thought you, yeah, I thought you were a guy too. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Goddamn society programmed me to think that. God damn it. You definitely have the gruff drill sergeant I envisioned. Fuck, they got one on me. God damn it. Well, my mama was in the Russian army. This is shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too. I might introduce you to Miss Army Buff, age 12. No. Oh my god. They boomed me. They fucking boomed me. Careful, soldier. Don't forget I could blow you away at a moment's notice. He's just too cute. Athena, come on. So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge? Negative. Only since I was injured. In the fire. Your voice sounds awfully different from before. My drone features a voice modulation device. This is one of my army's many technological marvels. Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the controls. You too a little bit, dude. A little bit. If it's all the same to you troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I've just remembered something, and it's as crisp and clear as a trumpet at a roll call. What did you remember? It wasn't my mother who appeared in the boarding herb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of a long time ago. He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Cryonism. Oh, boy, howdy! Let's go! If we see what she looks like, that is one thing close to be able to what's the word I'm looking for? To being able to channel her. She appeared right there, right in the burning orb. Huh? What did you just say? And Phoenix knows how big that is. You know what that proves too, baby. Let's go. That's the Founder's Orb. The Holy Mother Cryonism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean? I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, that's right. For once, Phoenix Wright, I'm gonna say it's a good thing that you're gonna get so fucked right now. Could it be? Could this explain what Sarge means by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning herb orb? I wonder if we have something.
Take that!
Delta Buff's research notes. What do they have to do with this? Look at this, the burning orb, the appearance of the founder. This part points to both.
Take that!
There's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle, and this song in turn is said to contain the key to solving it. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire, eh? Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this? Prayers as fervent as fire. Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder would appear if the orb is set on fire. Wait, so the doctor, Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb. Oh my. Which means that orb is mine! Papa was a great archaeologist, so I believe in him. Now, I want to believe he achieved his longtime dream of solving that riddle before he died. Well, we won't know for sure until we try it for ourselves. Yes, do it, Private Justice, please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes. The plaintiff must object to this. The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet. You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission, since we still don't know if this treasure is the founder's orb or the crystal of Ami Faye. Any ownership rights the doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence. All right, here we go. Look, Apollo, inside of the orb, it's melting. There's something in there. Isn't she? Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the founder herself. Face and all. Oh god, if Wright finds out about this, oh, they're gonna fucking kill us. I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in cryonism is the depiction of the founder's face. Yet here it is, in a foreign country, hidden within this orb. Oh, that's big. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of cryonism. And based on that, this must be none other than the founder's orb. Be that as it may, Mr. Alba may still have killed the doctor. If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void. But don't play dumb, Mr. Wright, the truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw the Alba. It happened after the doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you've no proof that Mr. Alba was still around at that time. The claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. Well, well, well. The student has become the master. There's the reason why this is called the Apollo Justice Trilogy. Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Respond? Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo. But don't just stand there, right? Do something. Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. Oh, Mr. AW, I think it's time for your concession speech. I've proven beyond a shadow of doubt that this is the Founder's Orb. The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? But why, you contemptuous peasant? I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict. No objections here, Your Honor. No. You can't do this. The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose the crystal. I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do. You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you? Oh boy. There we go. I was like, there's no way he took this case on and go up against his student for something, and there's something bad that happened.
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim. What? I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's
Objection!
orb. Mr. Wright, I don't think even you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument can you have to claim that this isn't the Founder's orb? About that. Oh, of course. We get to see the fucking Wright turn around on the opposite side. That's fucking terrifying. The defense's assertion is incomplete, and this is why. The claim that the relic is the Founder's orb is based on a legend, and that legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last. Right, and that's what happened. The Founder was revealed for all to see. But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, he would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins? No, but receiving spiritual powers and stuff is all just mystic mumbo jumbo, right? Apollo! Brosif! Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it? No, but consequently, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's orb. He I mean, it would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles. That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor. In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. Ask that all arguments be ready by then. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too. Mr. Wright is sure acting funny. I mean, he's famous for going out on a limb, but that last assertion was just plain crazy. Either a bluff or a Hail Mary. Either way, it doesn't make much sense. Maybe there's something we're missing here. Although he seemed perfectly normal when we spoke earlier. Apollo, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna check up on him. Hey, Private Justice. Oh, Sarge. I forgot to mention something. On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened. Oh? But why are you only telling me about it now? Well, I didn't say anything before because I thought Papa's death was an accident. But now that we know otherwise, I figured it might be important. When I left my room and lost consciousness, I passed out right here. That's right above the coffee bar. But when I came to, someone was pushing my wheelchair. What? I was so scared I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me. Do you know who it was? No, it was pitch black. Plus, I fled to my room so fast I didn't even have a chance to turn on the lights. It was your father. You know, he would have said something to me. Besides, I'd have known if it was him. So then, it could have been your father's real killer? My thoughts exactly. You didn't report this to the police? It didn't even occur to me. It's okay, you're obviously still upset, so don't beat yourself up over it. Apollo, this could be really important information. If the act of pushing Sarge's wheelchair could be part of some bigger scheme. It's hard to see why else the killer would have done such a thing. Oh, welcome back, Athena. Let me guess. Someone is either kidnapped or under duress, like Mia or No, me is dead. So Maya or Pearl. So blackmail. Is she not going to tell us because she don't know what else to, if the case how to go with Mr. Wright? What should I, Athena? Oops, sorry. Zone out there for a second. The meeting is almost over, so let's go. Oh, god damn it! She's not going to tell. How long are these cases? Like, god damn, these are some long ass cases. Do, do, do. All right, court is once again back in session. How many cases do we have? I'm gonna quickly project something to make sure that. Now, Mr. Wright, about that last objection you raised. We, the plaintiffs, still believe that the defense has yet sufficiently prove his case. They claim that, according to legend, the Founder's Orb would bestow spiritual power, and the relic in question has failed to do so, therefore it has failed its own test. I see. I mean, he does have a little bit of a case there. Furthermore, even if it's the Founder's Orb, it can't be awarded to the Defiant Dragons. After all, they were the ones who killed Dr. Buck. What are you talking about? That was already proven to be false. There are no grounds for asserting that the Defiant Dragons murdered the Doctor. Oh, but I'm afraid there are, Mr. Justice. Your Honor, I would like to present new testimony to this court. Testimony that would show that Datar Bar did in fact kill Dr. Buff. What? Very well, you may call your witness. I guess Mr. Wright found another new angle. What new testimony could there be this late in the game? This feels like... Yeah, this is a long case. This feels like a whole entire separate... Like, we still gotta deal with, like Raifa and Satmati and, like, the country of Coriolis. If this is supposed to be the last... Because usually they only go, what, 6 cases? Like, 5 cases and then a DLC? Like, this is a lot. Is I, politician, the once and future representative of the people? Oh my god. A client divulged new information to me during the recess. He remembered something he saw, you see. Something crucial to this case. On my stomach. Yeah, how very convenient. Exactly. Convenient for him, it seems. It was around 11 at night. I was out on a mobile meet and greet around the village. That's when I saw Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window. Mr. Arbol snuck up from behind and struck him on the head. His weapon of choice, a suitcase. A big strong man like him could easily swing a heavy suitcase into someone's head. That's it? You saw the murder as it happened? And you're just telling us now because... Yeah, why? I saved the best for last. It's a tactic known to all political grace. The murder weapon was complete mystery. My client's eyewitness account has finally brought it into light. According to the autopsy report, the Buff was struck in the head by the corner of some object. I suppose that could very well be the corner of a suitcase. But eyewitness testimony isn't the same as hard evidence. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. What's that supposed to mean? We have physical evidence too. A Luminar test revealed. Ah, fuck. The doctor's blood on the Mr. Arbal's suitcase. Really? How's that prove that Mr. Arbal used it as a weapon? You You should know the answer to that, Mr. Justice, since you know as well as I that the suitcase is covered in his fingerprints. The turnabout terror strikes again. This is quite convincing testimony and evidence. Nevertheless, you may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Justice. Okay, move around in my chair to get a better angle. It was around 11 at night when I was out on a mobile meet and greet.
Hold it!
We're pressing everything. Wait, then. You want a so-called mobile meet and greet at 11 at night? That's right. It's a perfect time because everyone is at home. You should have seen how the villagers' eyes teared up when they heard what I had to say. They probably teared up because they were sleepy as fuck. You weren't riding around on your palanquin? That's right. Some village idiot reported me to the police. Been banned from using it after dark. No wonder with all the noise he makes. What exactly did you see then?
Hold it!
Sounds like you witnessed something rather shocking. Indeed, I didn't even believe it at first. I mean, a vicious murder in Crane? Yeah, about that. There haven't been many murders there, I take it. If I'm elected, I promise you that such a terrible tragedy will never happen again. A vote for me is a vote to banish murder forever from our beloved Korean village. Mr. A.W., please tell the court what you saw at the scene of the crime.
Hold it!
You stuck up from behind, so you're saying the doctor never even realized Mr. Alba was there? That's right. He was utterly absorbed in the book. I see. What did you see Mr. Alba do this? Climbed up the bookshelf ladder and dumped a bunch of books down by the lobby. I believe he was trying to make it look like an accident, but the idiot didn't realize I could see everything from outside the window. And I believe the witness made an important statement just now about how the doctor was reading a book at the time of the murder. That's a vital testimony. Very well. The witness will please add that statement to his testimony. Easy. Easy. Easy peasy.
Objection!
The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book, you say. I'm sorry, but it seems your testimony is completely unreliable. That's quite a bold statement. Well, let's hear you back it up. I challenge you to prove that I'm anything but 100% reliable. It'll be my pleasure. Lately, it seems the doctor's eyes had gotten so bad he needed reading glasses. However, his reading glasses were over on his desk. So you see, there's no way he could have been reading in front of the bookshelves. I'm sorry, Mr. A.W., but I'm going to have to ask you to explain this discrepancy to the voting public. You what? I'll explain it, you lowly cur. Damn. I simply made a mistake, you see. The doctor was actually sitting at his desk when Mr. Alba hit him over the head. Then the doctor would have been facing him. Surely he would have seen him and tried to run. But Dr. Buff was nodding off. You could tell because his eyes were closed and he wasn't moving. And how do you explain the fact that he was struck in the back of the head? Isn't that something that should be impossible from the front desk? About that, he bowed his head when he nodded off. That's when he was clobbered. So that's what you saw. Well, Mr. Justice, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation to me. Do you have a problem with the proposal about the doctor was struck while nodding off? Yeah. There was a problem, a very big problem. The witness statement doesn't hold up under the slightest bit of scrutiny. Is that so? Then will you please show this court what evidence you have to justify this? Gladly, Your Honor. This shows a problem with the witness's claim that he saw the doctor nodding off. Oh.
Take that!
A diagram of the study? The bookcase. The bookshelf is in front of the desk, so if he was nodding off, you couldn't see him. Mr. A.W. allegedly viewed the murder from here. And the doctor was allegedly nodding off here. But from its vantage point, the bookcase would have blocked the witness's line of sight. Well, yes, I believe you're right. But
Objection!
the fact remains my client knew that the suitcase was a murder weapon. So he definitely has first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. I'm afraid I have to agree with you there, Mr. Wright. But then we have to ask ourselves, from what vantage point did he see the murder? What are you insinuating, Mr. Justice? From what the vantage point could Mr. A.W. have seen the dozing doctor? Once we determine that, I believe we'll finally see the truth behind this incident. The witness saw the murder from right here.
Take that!
You've got to be kidding, but that's... It is indeed, but everything only ever makes sense if the witness was there in the study. Inside the study? But that's the scene of the crime. Yeah, I know. We've been through this before, where witness is a murderer. Wow, who? Surprise, people. Surprise. I know, Mr. A.W., the man who claims to be witness to the murder, was most certainly in that very room. Apollo, are you suggesting? Yes, I am suggesting. Mr. A.W., weren't you the one who actually swung that suitcase?
Objection!
What are you proposing is ludicrous. My client is a small, thin man, whereas Mr. Alba has the musculature to pull it off. That's right, he's the only one who could have lifted such a heavy object. Now do you understand? The rebel Dots, Alba is the doctor's killer. As long as the suitcase is the murder weapon, the suspicion falls entirely on Dots. You have to poke a hole in Mr. Wright's argument somehow, Alba. Or I will, and with his own technique no less. If Mr. A.W. couldn't swing the suitcase around, we'll just have to consider another way he could have used it as a murder weapon instead. I'm gonna turn this case on its head, Mr. Wright, just like you taught me. You talk big, Mr. Justice, but do you have what it takes? Well, this should be interesting. Mr. A.W.'s testimony has been filled with one inaccuracy after another. First, he stated Dr. Buff was in front of the bookshelves. Now he claims the doctor was sitting at his desk. Where was the victim really when he was killed? Also, where was his killer, and how was the murder weapon really used? So the important thing here is the position of the victim and the killer relative to each other? Yes, Your Honor. If they were positioned in a certain way, it would be possible to use the suitcase as a weapon without lifting a figure. I think I know what it is. You can't mean. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. He dropped it from the elevation. It's quite distinctive as you can see. Now, if Dr. Buff was standing in a certain spot and his killer was at a certain other spot, the suitcase could have become a weapon anyone could use. Very well, Mr. Justice. Let's go. Okay. Where was Dr. Buff's killer at the time of the crime?
Take that!
There? Oh, that's... Yep, this should wrap things up nice and pretty for you, Mr. Wright. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. But this time, instead of thinking in 2 dimensions, let's think in 3. Only then can we clearly see the killer's method at work. The killer didn't have to swing the suitcase. If he used gravity to his advantage, that is. That's pretty cool. This is a pretty cool design. That's right. It was the plaintiff, one Paul A.W., who used the suitcase. He pushed it from the 2nd floor and sent it hurling down onto Dr. Buff, who was sitting at the coffee bar. The psychology book had been at the coffee bar, no doubt. The doctor must have set it down there after he finished reading it or the like. But his blood got on it, which is why the killer thought to hide it in that mountain of books.
Objection!
That's quite an entertaining theory you have there, Mr. Justice. But there's no evidence that the murder took place at the coffee bar. Yeah, we do. The evidence does exist, and I'm going to show you. You are? Oh, please, they're making this party too easy for me. Alright. They're having so much trouble earlier, now this shit's a fucking, like, piece of cake. The brown stain was determined to be coffee. What's more, it was still a little damp when we saw it yesterday morning. Yep, one look at this book speaks volumes, I'm afraid, Mr. Wright. Ah, that's a book joke. It tells us the doctor was having a cup of coffee at the coffee bar. That's when the suitcase came hurling down, striking him on the head, causing both his blood and his coffee to splatter onto it. Well, Mr. A.W.? What motive could I possibly had to kill Dr. Buff? Yep, the final excuse. What's my motive? Well, the doctor never returned your crystal to you, did he? Instead, he hid it in the cave ruins. Telling him that the Defiant Dragons were a dangerous bunch was a huge blunder. All it did was make him hide the orb. Your lie came back to bite you in the end. Even worse, the doctor saw the news report, so he knew the relic was the Founder's orb. Being the conspicuous, having good conscience as a researcher he knew he had to return it to its rightful place. And that meant keeping it out of your hands. He was so angry that he refused to return the relic to you, that you killed him with your own hands. Isn't that right, Mr. A.W.?
Hold it!
Apollo, please don't accuse my client of murder. Huh? What do you mean, don't accuse him? Why would you even say that, Mr. Wright? What I meant was, he's a promising politician with a bright future ahead of him. It's in our nation's best interest to avoid burdening him with the taint of scandal. Oh, you fucking... What? Right, you better do something to change the current courtroom climate, or I'll be charged with murder. And you know what will happen to her if that happens. Mr. Wright, you can't possibly believe that Mr. Arbaugh is the killer. Are you really going to send an innocent man to prison? I thought you were better than that. Well, Mr. Wright, answer me. This is a Matt and guard situation. Mr. Wright, what in the world's going on here? If you won't say anything, then... Mr. AW, the defense hereby accuses you of... Apollo, wait, not you too, Athena. It's just, I wasn't sure whether I should say anything, but during that last recess where I went to check on Mr. Wright, I overheard something I shouldn't have. I trust Maya is unharmed. I can't really say, but just remember, if I'm arrested or fail to obtain the treasure, there will be consequences. Consequences for the worst kind, if you catch my drift. Relax, all you have to do is ensure I get my hands on that relic. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want with that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. Okay. So I guess it's not it's already been tapped already and they want to prove that. As in Maya Fey. Yes, the boss's legendary former assistant. Miss Fey's been held hostage? It's the Madame Guard case again, let's go! We get to be like Edgeworth in this case. So it seems. Why didn't you tell me as soon as you heard this? Sorry, it's just Mr. Wright spotted me before I could slip away and made me promise not to tell you. He said it would make things more difficult if you found out. As if things weren't already hard enough. That's on him. That's on him. I'm sorry, but Wright is fucking used his goddamn ego. Alright? He could have come to Apollo and Athena immediately and told him what happened and been like, look, we have to find a way to work with this. We'll have an honest trial, but I'm letting you know what the stakes are. But he's like, I can just handle this and crush Apollo. That's what he thought. He thought I had this as a cakewalk. He underestimated his own fucking student. For once, Mr. Wright, you are wrong. Mr. Justice, about that last statement of yours. I believe you were in the middle of accusing the plaintiff of murdering Dr. Buff. We're going with this. Come on, man. Would you care to continue? You better. Sorry, Apollo. I'm really, really sorry. I've gotten into you too. It seems you finally caught on. I'm far too important to be accused of murder. After all, our nation's future rests squarely on my shoulders. We need a third party to come in and be like, no, Maya is okay. That's all we need. That's all we need, guys. I mean, right? Once I present, that always happens. Someone comes in and saves the day at the last second. Once I present the crystal to my patron and my victory is assured. And one day I'll become president, and then king. I have every politician at my command. Now retract your accusation. And there's only one person, one attorney who possibly could. Offense would like to retract the previous accusation. Let's fucking go. Is it? Oh, okay. Now I thought it was somebody else. But yeah, that works too. Apollo. Dirk? I don't know what's going on here, but a lawyer should never look the way you do right now. With defeat and resignation written all over your face.
A dragon never yields.
Ow, I hurt myself by pounding my chest and... even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go until its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get the truth. I honestly forgot Dirk was here. Are we gonna let this politician go free? God damn it! Dirk, thanks for that wake-up call. And now that that's the face of a lawyer you've got there, son. Oh, fuck yeah! Let's see if we can do this without getting anything wrong. That scum is holding Miss Fey hostage to ensure he gets the orb for his patron. It seems the patron believes in the orb's legend. The thing is, the orb founder did appear when the orb was towards a fire, just as the legend said. Legend is true that we've already solved the riddle, right? We haven't solved everything yet. We have not solved the riddle yet. Okay. Because there's still no spiritual power. Listen to the founder will bestow great spiritual power when she returns. If that's true, that means we haven't solved the whole riddle yet. How can that be? Are we missing something? Wait, maybe. Maybe the part about the founder returning should be taken literally. How would it be possible for a dead person to return to the world? Obviously channeling. The founder can return through channeling. Let's fucking go! Oh, I know, there is a way for the dead to return, spirit channeling. Of course, you'd have to know the founder looks like first. But the orb has revealed her face to us, so what's if that's a sign that we can channel her? We still need a name. Given the fact, in order to solve the riddle and receive the founder's power, I'd need a spirit medium. The ability of a medium to channel spirits is the final key to unlocking this orb's secret. We only have 2 people on this planet who can channel the that we know about so far that are spirit mediums. And one person is right here, and the other person is currently a hostage. It means Mr. AW's patron would need one too. And once the smiling partition realizes that, he won't be able to lay a finger on Miss Faye. That's right. Well, yeah, everything's going to be okay, Mr. Wright, because Mr. Paul AW can't afford to harm a hair on Miss Faye's head. Oh, right. Oh, how did you not think about this? Oh, but he's panicking. Mr. AW, it seems you've chosen the wrong person to take hostage. What do you mean? Your patron seeks to solve the orb's riddle, and thereby receive great spiritual power. However, only Maya Fey could truly give them what they really want. She can? What do you mean, only Maya Fey? What time to keep poking to? Think about what the return of the founder really means. We should have considered it more literally. After all, the orb was made in the kingdom of Cryan, the birthplace of spirit mediums. I think I see now. You need to know what the deceased looks like in order to channel them. But in Cryanism, depicting the face of the founder is taboo. However, her true face was hidden in the orb. So maybe the orb is telling us to try channeling the founder. Exactly. Through a spiritual medium, the founder can quite literally return. And if the legend is true, the founder just might bestow spiritual power on someone when she does. It's like when pros imbued my Makatama with spiritual power. If a human could be imbued with such power in a similar manner, it is said the founder possesses immense spiritual power. Such a great feat would not necessarily be beyond her. But wait a second, then the legend is true? Do you understand now? Mr. AW, you're holding hostage the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. And if anything would happen to her, the riddle would remain unsolved forever. Meaning, you can't harm the one person that your benefactor actually wants to keep safe. There's always Pearl Cafe. I could simply ask her to help. She wants money, I have plenty to offer. She ain't no way she's gonna help her. She's not the kind of person to be tempted by material gain. And she certainly wouldn't help you if anything would have happened to her cousin. If anything happened to Maya, Pearl would fucking kill you. Or maybe you'd like to go ask the Queen of Cryan to channel the founder for you. He could, but he'd probably get executed for requesting such a thing. That's right, there are 3 people. It's over. Now confess, you killed Dr. Buff, didn't you? It wasn't supposed to end this way. Mr. AW, are you admitting to committing the crime? You're my lawyer, right? Do something. It's true that I'm your lawyer, and as such, it's my job to defend you. However, defending my client isn't the only duty a lawyer has. There's something else that's equally as important. And that's finding the truth. What? Mr. AW, you have sought to twist the truth in the dirtiest of ways. I was complicit in your hostage taking, but in a way, I was being held hostage too. Even so, there's still hope for me to make things right. And I owe it to you, Apollo. You better fucking apologize. I can't allow a murderer to walk away scot-free. Therefore, Mr. AW, I must resign as your attorney. Ah, that means you don't technically lose a case. It's a technicality, but we're going with it. Wright doesn't lose this case if he's no longer this guy's lawyer. Does this mean I'm under arrest? That's the best of both worlds. Let's go. That plaque's going bye-bye. Well, I have nothing to confess. I did not kill that guy. I've said I have nothing to confess. I don't and I won't, especially not to a plebeian like you. Oh, plebeian. Besides, there's no truth to these allegations. I mean, look at the suitcase. You won't find a single print of mine in it. All that means is you wipe them off, taking care to only leave Mr. Arballs. As many a great politician has said before me, no comment. In that case, try switching things up, Apollo. Look at the situation from a different angle. Is there nearly nothing that points to the suitcase being dropped from up above? Evidence that points to the suitcase being dropped from the second floor. Yeah, we have something. The killer pushed the suitcase from the second floor hallway of the coffee bar. He would be standing there, and what was standing there before that point? You would place him right about here. Maybe, just maybe, thought of something, Apollo? I believe this piece of evidence to be connected to the dropping of the suitcase.
Take that!
That appears to be a statement, but how is that related to this case? On the night of the murder, Your Honor. Oh, jeez. Oh, sniper, how's it going? Whew. Whew. Hope you're having a good day. Law and Order always scares the shit out of me for some reason. You're just in time to watch me catch the culprit in the last final turn. Well, it seems like very uneventful. There must be other things going on here. On the night of the murder, Your Honor, Miss Army Buff physically left her room. That's when she saw the doctor burning the orb and subsequently passed out, right above the coffee bar. How about I'm doing? I'm doing all right. My mouth is good after surgery. I had finished being on my mini vacay from a bachelor party, which was fun. And now I'm just relaxing. Damn, not mentally, she physically left. Yeah, damn. Miss Harvey physically left her room. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So you think you may have been here when we were playing before. If you remember, we had a Sarge drone who was the kid of the victim, who was this guy, and it turns out that kid is now, we have now therapyized, I guess. We have conducted therapy on the kid, and now the kid is okay. And lo and behold, it's a little girl. And she's who's wheelchair bound too. The killer wouldn't have been able to drop the suitcase down onto the doctor. Good point. However, according to Sarge, she woke up just as someone was trying to move her in a wheelchair. Yep. Someone was pushing my wheelchair. What? I was so scared I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me. She must have been able to push in the killer's way and had to be moved. Isn't that right, Mr. AW? And if the killer had pushed the wheelchair with his bare hands, we may find the conclusive evidence we need. Exactly. Fortunately for us, the evidence slipped right through the killer's fingers. We only been able to hold on to it just a little tighter. But now he is neither able to discard nor alter it. Honestly, that piece of evidence wasn't even supposed to be here in this courtroom today. And yet, it looks like sometimes things do get better. We're talking about the Sarge's drone. But this wasn't supposed to happen. No, well, too bad, because the evidence that sped away from you that night has come back to haunt you right here at this very trial. Your Honor, Census found piece of evidence is on this person.
Take that!
That's on the night of the murder, Sarge passed out, only to come to and find that someone was pushing her wheelchair. That's when she fled back into her room. She didn't physically see a single soul after that. Not until Athena drove her out through that therapy session, that is. While the killer was able to wipe the prints on the suitcase off, the same can be said for the prints that got away. I see, because he left with a wheelchair and she managed to flee, but he was able to wipe off the fingerprints off the wheelchair, which means if we look at the fingerprints on the wheelchair and his are there, that confirms the fact that he pushed the wheelchair, thus confirming the fact that he dropped the suitcase, thus confirming the fact that he killed the victim. Well, Mr. Paul A.W., try to explain your way out of this one. The podium is all yours. Politicians in Ukraine. I'm not a crook. My political career, it can't end like this. I'm destined for great things. Something's wrong. This isn't real. It's a dream. No, a nightmare. Oh. What, really? Winner! Whoa, no way! Stripped of his electoral win. Oh, get fucked! No soup for you, Sonny. Looks like you had to drop out that race. I could come up with a better last line. Mr. A.W., are you alright? Bailiff, get him to the first aid station on the double. He's a politician to give him the best type of treatment. Well, this was yet another unexpected turn of events. And out of everything that's been revealed, it seems the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. And it seems Mr. Paul A.W. could be considered a suspect in Dr. Buff's murder. Apollo, I want to thank you for everything. Thanks to you, I didn't have to keep bending the truth. Don't know what I would have done without you. Don't mention it. You were amazing today, Apollo.
A dragon never yields.
One of the few voice lines without an objection in this game. Right, as it seems both sides have no further objections. Would Dirk Sadmati please take to the stand? This court awards the orb to the Defiant Dragons per the stated transfer agreement. Now the powerful artifact that has now been revealed to be even more powerful and important is now in the hands of the terrorists who are trying to take down the government. Well, the government's bad anyway, so this is gonna be fun. Should the Kingdom of Kryene claim ownership, the matter may have to be deliberated in court all over again. Let's hope, or shall pray, that I'm not the judge presiding over that one. Indeed, a trial like that might spark an international incident. Still, there are bigger and more momentous things that stir in the air. The court is adjourned. Nice work, son. You finally broken through the last obstacle on the road to revolution. Revolution just doesn't seem real. Yes, well, to think you actually defeated the fighting Phoenix. All I can say is, that's my boy. I see it more like you saved Mr. Wright. Saved him? Yeah, remember what he said? He didn't have to bend the truth anymore, and it was all thanks to you. I don't know about that. Mr. Dirk? Now that the Holy Mother's face has been revealed, are you going to have a spirit medium try channeling her? I, for one, would love to see the return of the legendary founder. Yeah, just think about it. Being able to speak to someone right out of the history books. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. What? Why? Face isn't enough. You also need the true name of the one you're attempting to channel. It's gonna be Ami Faye. It's 100% gonna be Ami Faye. That's my guess. Or... wasn't there someone who was like the vigilante, whatever thing, the vigilante warrior that went around killing things? Didn't they have a true name that was discovered? If it's not Ami Faye, it's probably gonna be her. I forgot what her true name was. What that legend's true name was. The one that they're like fighting Steel Samurai XP was based off of. Alright, Poe mentioned something like that. The founder's true name is only known to the priestess who's been crowned queen. In short, the only living person who knows it is the current queen of Cryan, Garan. So without her help, we won't be seeing the founder anytime soon. That's no fun. So Dirk, what will you do now? First, I'll start by tracing the route by which the orb came into Dr. Buff's hands. Since we now know it was politician that asked the doctor to study it, isn't he the one who stole it? No, a political nobody like him couldn't get anywhere near the orb, let alone steal it. He must have had inside help. My money is on someone connected to the royal family. Oh right, you said something to that effect back in the cave. Whoever it may be, we need to expose the dirty scheme to the light of day. Well, I'm sure Mr. Wright has plenty of information, courtesy of his dirty client. Might be able to shed some light on this. Private Justice. That was fine work you did at the trial today. You did your sergeant proud. Back at you, Sarge. It took real courage to leave your room like that. It's all thanks to you and Corpse Woman Sykes. With my siege defense over, I can finally sally forth. But the battle has only just begun. One for me and me alone to fight. To lose your mother and then your father. What a terrible thing to endure. Yeah. I mean, Athena, Apollo, both your parents are dead too. Private Just. Oh, no. Apollo's mom's alive. I've been thinking. It's about time I stood on my own 2 feet. After all, I no longer have Papa to coddle me. Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow. Take a good look, soldier. This is one small step for man, and one giant leap for me. Hold my drone for me, would you, Private Justice? Like, hold my beer. Yes, sir. She can walk! Standing? What's this, Sarge? You mean your legs? The doctor told me I was ready to walk again months ago. But if I admitted I could walk, I knew I'd have to leave the house. So I faked it. Okay. Oh boy. I kept pretending I couldn't walk. But I know Papa is watching over me now, and I'd hate to disappoint him. So, from this day forward, I'm going to march forward on my own 2 feet. Don't you ever stop, you just keep on walking, comrade. Stay brave, because there will be days when you'll want to stop. But I have faith you'll find a way to muster the strength to push through them. Yeah, you can do it. Hey, Daddy's back. Yeah, he's probably not exactly pretty pleased. with himself. Mr. Wright having to play the bad guy. Oh, Apollo. Is everything all right with Miss Faye? She's safe for now. Well then, we better go save her quick. Where is she anyway? I'm afraid I have some bad news. Huh? Maya's not here in the States. She's still in Korean. And she's still being held hostage by the mastermind behind this whole thing. The mastermind? That's right. Paul A.W. was nothing more than a pawn. Maya's true abductor is in the kingdom of Korean. What? I don't understand, Mr. Wright. What in the world is going on over there? The revolution. The revolution that is running on out there. But as shocking as that news was, it was only the beginning. The beginning of something big. Big enough to shake Korean to its very core. Yeah, it says revolution. Revolution. I was being swept up in a mighty wave that nothing could stop. Of course, at the time, I had no idea what the days ahead had in store for us. Yeah, we're gonna stop there. Holy shit. I streamed like 8 hours yesterday when it was supposed to be a 4-hour stream, so I'm gonna stream 4 hours today when it was gonna be a more than 4-hour stream. What we're gonna do to make up for it is that we're just gonna I don't ever done this in a while, but we're gonna double up an Ace Attorney next week. And then we'll be done with at least not the DLC, but we'll be done with what's it called? The proper game by next week, which is gonna be important. Which is I'm gonna switch over to saved. Because I'm paranoid. Yeah. Because it's gonna be important, because not next time we play, and not the next time after we play. Duplicate this, and then put this right here. But the day after that is what I hopefully, if I get everything right, and hopefully it doesn't get taken when it gets delivered, I get my Switch 2. And if I get my Switch 2, then I'm gonna buy that. Then I have a conundrum because there's no single game other than Ring Fit, which I mean now I find out is fine, but there is no other game. Let's move over here. There's no other game that I have to necessarily be playing on the Switch. So I have this case, and then I have a DLC case. So I have to make the decision if I want to, because by the time I get to the DLC case, I'll have a Switch 2. If I want to transfer all the data over, have you heard about some of the policies with the Switch 2 in terms of in which type of policies? Gotta be more specific with those. Game rights. Yes, I have heard about those. I mean, you still technically. I mean, the whole thing is that you still technically. It depends on what type of game that you have, right? So it's like the game cards, the game key cards, and then everything. It sucks that we've seemed to be moving into this weird area when it comes to physical digital, and it's one of those situations also where the game key cards are kind of both the best and the worst of both situations, where you don't necessarily completely own the game, and it's a little bit annoying in terms of doing things, but at the same time, it's like if you have not that many games, it's like super easy to like switch, let someone borrow your game basically. You can let someone borrow your digital game, which I think is really cool. But at the same time, yeah, also no mods or boom. Yeah, people are still gonna fucking do that. They've done it before, they'll do it again. I think they'll still be fine on that. Yeah, as I said before, Nintendo is a wonderful game company, but a not good game company. Emphasis on game on the first sentence and emphasis on company on the last sentence. They're a really good game company, but they're not really that great as a game company. They make good games, they put out quality games, but they're as how their standards in terms of their company, how they treat their player base is not exactly the greatest. Yeah, I'll still buy their games though, because it's still good enough that I can live with what I am, and I've gotten my fair share out. No, I've done my I had it. I've done my fair share of skipping the line a little bit, especially with my DS. But okay, so we're gonna find someone to raid. Let's see who's live now. Let's see. You've not started. Nope, if you haven't started playing the game, but even though you streamed, I'm not gonna put you yet. I will go to you. We are going to say hi to Kizui. There you go. There we go. Yeah. Have a good night, bud. Have a great siesta. Yes, I will have a great midi siesta and a great midi night nap. And just be chilling on the side. I did a long stream of Golden Idol yesterday. But now it's time for me to take a small little break. And then we'll be back tomorrow. That's right. So yesterday was Golden Idol. Today was Ace Attorney. And then tomorrow is going to be Duck Detective. We're going to play all through Duck Detective 2, The Ghost of Glamping, I think it's called. I immediately bought that last week before we went on and then downloaded it before I went on my trip. But now I'm ready to play it. And then Thursday we'll be starting Metal Gear Solid 4. Saturday we will be doing what will we be doing Saturday? I think I might play FF14. I'm thinking about that because there's some new content out as of today that I kind of want to play. It'd be cool to start playing that on stream. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the VOD if there is one. And bye.